I grew up on a farm in a family of 12 children, 6 girls and 6 boys, and a lot of people had big families. People asked me if we were Catholic.
Dolly Parton just revealed the truth about her marriage, and fans are stunned. For nearly 6 decades, Carl Dean remained an enigma, a devoted husband who shunned the limelight while Dolly Parton captivated the world. But now, Dolly herself has pulled back the curtain, unveiling a reality far from the fairy tale many believed. A marriage that stood the test of time, but not without its shadows. Promises left unfulfilled. Secrets are unspoken. And a truth even Dolly couldn't keep hidden forever. It all began in 1964, when 18-year-old Dolly arrived in Nashville, chasing dreams of stardom. Fate had other plans when she crossed paths with Carl Dean at a local laundromat. Unlike Dolly, Carl had no interest in fame. He ran a modest road paving business, grounded in a world far removed from showbiz. They wed in 1966, and while Dolly's star soared, Carl retreated further from the public eye. Award shows, red carpets, and cameras, he wanted none of it. After reluctantly attending one event, he famously told Dolly, "Don't ever ask me to go to another one of these damn things." And she never did. While Dolly conquered the world, Carl remained a ghost in the background. Rumors swirled. Was Carl lonely? Did the spotlight's glare create a distance no love could bridge? Dolly herself admitted the strain. "I'm married to Carl, but I'm also married to my music," she once confessed. Their deepest sorrow came when health complications robbed them of the chance to have children. Dolly was devastated, but Carl bore the pain in silence. Some say the heartbreak only widened the gap between them. On March 3rd, Dolly revealed Carl's passing. True to his wishes, there were no grand tributes, no public farewells. Just a quiet departure, mirroring the life he had chosen. Carl Dean was Dolly's rock, her perfect man. But one question remains: did Carl ever wonder if his love was enough? Dolly Parton's heartbreaking confession. The hidden truth about her marriage. For decades, Carl Dean was the silent figure behind one of country music's brightest stars. While Dolly Parton lit up global stages, Carl chose a quieter path. But now, as Dolly shares the truth, the perfect love story fans imagined begins to crack. Dolly's dream of becoming a mother was shattered when endometriosis forced her to undergo a hysterectomy. The pain was not only physical, it pulled her into a profound depression. Through it all, Carl remained steady, offering quiet support. While he didn't show love through grand gestures, his presence was unwavering. But Dolly, resilient as ever, transformed her heartbreak into purpose. Through her imagination library, she poured love into millions of children across the country. Though she couldn't have children of her own, she built a legacy of care and generosity. While Dolly's career flourished, Carl faced his own devastating struggle. In his final years, he battled a neurodegenerative illness, likely Alzheimer's. The man who had always preferred the shadows now faced the cruel reality of losing his memories, even the ones of the woman he had loved for nearly 60 years. Dolly never spoke publicly about Carl's illness, but those closest to her saw the shift. She quietly scaled back her career, choosing love over fame. She turned down major opportunities to remain by Carl's side, becoming his caregiver in his most vulnerable moments. Then, on March 3rd, Carl Dean's life came to a peaceful end. True to his nature, there was no public funeral, no spotlight, just a simple farewell, precisely the way Carl would have wanted. "He will always be in my heart," Dolly wrote in a heartfelt statement. A man who spent his life avoiding the glare of fame left this world in the same quiet manner. But questions remain. Did Dolly hold his hand in those final moments? Was she by his side when he took his last breath? The answer, like so much of their private life, remains solely hers. Carl Dean was never the Hollywood husband. And that's why their love lasted no red carpets, no extravagant displays. Carl Dean wasn't the typical husband of a global icon. But his love for Dolly Parton was steady and unwavering. Perhaps that's why it endured for nearly 6 decades. In a world of fleeting fame and fractured relationships, Carl and Dolly's bond stood the test of time. Not because it was flawless, but because it was real. While Carl's memories may have faded, stolen by the cruel grip of Alzheimer's, Dolly's remain intact. For her, the applause will fade, the lights will dim, but the love they built will never disappear. True love, after all, needs no audience. When Dolly Parton vowed to Carl Dean that their life together would remain quiet and private, she meant it. But as her fame skyrocketed, that promise became harder to keep. While Dolly captivated the world, Carl remained firmly in the shadows. No interviews, no red carpets, no trace of the spotlight. A silent love story. The unspoken truth about Carl Dean and Dolly Parton. Rumors swirled for years. Was their marriage strained? Did Carl Dean resent Dolly Parton's fame? Yet Carl never spoke a word. His silence wasn't bitter, it was deliberate. A choice to cherish privacy over spectacle, even as the world speculated. But when Alzheimer's crept in, Carl's memories began to fade. The man who had spent a lifetime avoiding the public eye now faced an even crueler fate, forgetting the very woman he had loved for nearly 60 years. Still, Dolly remained steadfast. She slowed her career, turned down projects, and devoted herself to caring for Carl. The spotlight dimmed, but her love burned brighter than ever. For decades, Carl's absence from Dolly's public life only fueled curiosity. Some wondered if he resented her success, while others whispered of a troubled past. Even Dolly admitted that Carl never watched her performances or listened to her music. Was it indifference, or simply a desire to keep their world separate from the glare of fame? Perhaps Carl's retreat began long before his diagnosis. Maybe the early signs of illness were masked by his natural reclusiveness. Or maybe Dolly, forever protective, shielded his struggles from the public to honor his lifelong wish for privacy. She never explained. Some truths, it seems, are meant to be guarded. Yet through all the unanswered questions, one fact remains undeniable. Carl Dean was the great love of Dolly Parton's life. Their moments may not have been captured in front of cameras, but they live on in the quiet corners of her heart. Now, nearing 80, Dolly's fans wonder if she will ever write a memoir, allowing the world a closer look at the man who stood so firmly in the shadows. But perhaps the most beautiful stories are the ones left untold. Not every love needs an audience. Carl Dean may be gone, but his mystery remains, not as a question of regret or resentment, but as a testament to the strength of a private, enduring love. Whether Dolly chooses to share the full truth or keep it within her heart, one thing is certain. Their love, with all its complexities, endures. And that, above all else, is what truly matters.